What's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a Bleach Chapter 587 prediction. And it has been a long time since I've made any videos. I'd say 3 months to be exact. And I know a lot of you guys, or at least some of you guys, are probably curious maybe what happened to me. Like, did I die or something like that? No, nothing happened. Nothing crazy or traumatic happened to me. If you're a little bit curious about some stuff, like as far as what I have planned, though, or you just basically want to hear some like my brief thoughts on some of the different things I've been watching, or the chapters of Naruto and Bleach and Hunter x Hunter, that sort of thing, then I would say check out this video that I'm basically putting down in the description. It's "What Happened to Game on Cloud 9" is the title of it, and I'm putting it down right in the description box. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, and know a little bit about my thoughts on stuff, as well as here's something that I have planned coming up fairly soon, then check that video out. Now it's time to get on to this Bleach chapter this week. Now, as far as what I think about Ichigo now, because this chapter mainly focuses on I would say sort of like Ichigo and Uryu Ishida. But I have to mention one thing prior to this, because this happened just a couple chapters ago. I like Ichigo's new outfit, but he seemed all uber powerful coming back into the battle, and I know he has to be. I know when he goes Bankai, he's gonna be like on some past transcendent type stuff. But Ichigo, why are you still using Getsuga Tensho? I'm just saying, you know what? I like Getsuga Tensho. See, the thing is, I'm not like, I know some people out there, or a lot of people actually, hate Getsuga Tensho. I don't hate Getsuga Tensho. I mean, I still think it's interesting. Well, it's not interesting anymore, but I like the move, but it's old. It's gotten old. It's rusty. It's like, okay, I used to like it a lot, but I'm like, Kubo, he should have, like, Ichigo coming back in, having all his powers. To me, Getsuga Tensho should have been a move where it kind of was like a last resort. Like, if not to make serious comparison, but if I were to say like Yu Yu Hakusho, for example, which, by the way, I like Bleach more than Yu Yu Hakusho, so nobody gets pissed off who's watching this, but Yusuke, okay, he used a spirit gun, that was his main move, but it wasn't like he just constantly spammed it all the time. Granted, I mean, that was his go-to move when he had to get somebody out, get out of there, but he only had a certain number of times to use it. So when you saw it, it wasn't bad to see. He had one move. Okay, if Ichigo, and to me, okay, I don't mind him, using like, I don't know, special moves on a constant basis, but I mean, give us a few other ones. I mean, this was the perfect opportunity. He has access to all his powers. I mean, coming back in, I would have loved it. Not like, how beastly would it have been if Ichigo would have just kept both his swords sheathed and just been like, you know what? I'm gonna fight you with my bare hands. I'm gonna just show you a Sero right now. Do it like Grimmjow. Just make a Sero in your hand, fire it, or freaking point it like Ukiyo or something, or even do it in another fashion. Kick a Sero like Mashiro, something. And Ichigo, at first he does like some kind of Quincy Getsuga Tensho, and then you're like, okay. I mean, I remember when I first saw that, I was like, all right, it was I was like, all right, he did that for an instant, but I'm like, definitely know at the end of this chapter it's going to be something crazy. And what does he do? Getsuga Jusho, basically just a variation of Getsuga Tensho. Now, I would be fine with that if Ichigo had other moves to complement that, and that was like a last resort, or I use it when I really need to type move. But it's not like that for Ichigo. So even though I like Ichigo a lot as a character, and I don't hate Getsuga Tensho, I want to see some other stuff. And I'm not asking for a flurry of moves. I'm literally asking for basics here. If he used a Sero, if he used maybe I don't know, some Quincy arrows, and I don't know, utilized a little bit of Fullbring in some sort of way, and maybe one other Shinigami move, and then Getsuga Tensho. To me, like 4 basic moves, 4 or 5 moves is a good arsenal for Ichigo. And really cool, wouldn't have to think that hard. Give him some holy arrows, give him a Sero, one other Shinigami move, and give him, and he can use Getsuga Tensho too. I mean, what's the point in getting all your powers? But I had to give a little bit of a rant on that a little bit. I mean, I like Ichigo, I like his new look, but I don't know. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more from that. But you know what? He may do something a little special later, so we'll just wait and see. Now, as far as this week's chapter of Bleach, to get back to that and give the whole recap, the chapter starts off with, of course, the Quincy's. They're still trying to get through to Ichigo and Rukia, Hisagi, Renji. Excuse me, Rukia, Renji, Hisagi, um, Byakuya, Yumichika, and Ikaku. They're not letting it happen. And of course, the Quincy's, they're thinking like, all these are just fodder, which I don't know how you're thinking. Literally, three of those people just came from the Royal Guard, so they're certainly not fodder. They're getting ready to try to rush them. And of course, Renji, Ruki, and they're all basically getting ready to rush. So there's about to be some big clash between them. I was actually expecting to be more Quincy's. I'm thinking, is this all the Quincy's that's left? Because I'm like, there must have been a lot of Quincy's that died off screen that we didn't see, as well as Shinigami. Because I don't know, this war is moving by really quick right now. Like the pacing is, just got accelerated to me. Like I'll probably say about 5 chapters ago, where I feel like this war is already coming to an end. Because Juha Bach, he's heading up to the Spirit King's palace now that Ichigo and him, or Ichigo just showed up and he left basically a hole in all the barriers. And I didn't expect Juhabak to be doing something like that so soon. Like, I don't know. And another thing I want to say, because I called this a while ago, but I think I need to remind everybody I called this. I think Juhabak and the Spirit King are like brothers or something close to that. And I said that a long time ago. I have a video on my channel. Is Juhabak connected to the Spirit King? Check out that video. In fact, I think I'm going to link it down here because I just want to say I called that a long time ago, but I think we're getting closer and closer to my point being proven, and I just want everybody to hear that. So I'm going to link it down below. It's an old video, but just so I can say I called it because it's coming. It is coming. Anyway, right after that, of course, we see Ichigo show up, and of course, Uryu turns around. He sees Ichigo there. Ichigo's yelling out to him, "What are you doing with him? What's going on?" I would say that was sort of predictable. I mean, why wouldn't have Ichigo said this? So I kind of felt like, okay, that didn't really surprise me in the chapter. And I don't think most people really were surprised by Ichigo doing that. And Uryu having the expression that he did, kind of like, oh, like, basically, I'm with the villain now kind of response. Like, there's like really nothing to say about it. Nothing really, unique about what happened in this particular scene, in my personal opinion. And then, of course, to get Ichigo off his back, he fires a bunch of holy arrows at him, which we've seen Uri use this technique before. But I will say, it actually looks a little bit more powered up now. Like, the arrows look like they would probably be a little bit more, or a lot more lethal than they were before. Now, I don't know if it looked like it did to anybody else, but to me it did. Because before they looked like little tiny bullets or something before. Now they actually look like full-blown arrows when he does that particular technique. Actually, Orihime is the one who protected Ichigo with that. And I have to say, her shield actually seemed more sturdy this time because it didn't, like, break right afterward like it used to. And her new outfit, I'll have to say, it's okay, but I'm not feeling the poofs. The poofs is what kind of throws me off a little bit because she had poofs before when she was with Eyes, and I didn't like that particular outfit either. So, Kubo, if you want, like, I think you could just tear that off of Orihime, and I think she would have a pretty good design. I have to admit, as fodderish as Chad is, Chad was beastly, where he had a beastly appearance when you see him. I was like, okay, Chad, I have expectations now. You had training, and presumably, now that we know that you're here, we know that Grimmjow probably is there, and Urahara, and maybe some other reinforcements from Hueco Mundo, which means I expect you to be a lot stronger than what you were. I expect you to be at least captain level, because in my personal opinion, he was never even there. He was I wouldn't even say he was really vice captain level or like that, maybe. But, now it's like, okay, there's no excuse, Chad. You look like you're all buffed out. I want your full bring to cover your entire body, not just your arms. I want you to go on some crazy looking hollow stuff. That's what I want. And just some physical brute force stronger than Yami. Heck, I mean, this is aiming probably a little bit too high, but the masculine what was his name? The Quincy that Renji fought. That basically that guy, the Mask D Masculine or whatever his name was. I want to see him basically be stronger or or at least on his level as far as strength goes. I want his punching power to be that powerful. It's like, Chad, this final arc. I want to see everything you got. I don't want you holding back, pulling your punches or nothing. So, let's see what Chad has up his sleeve. I know really don't have a lot of expectations probably for most people, but hey, if Sajin Komura can have a moment, then so can Yasutora Sato have a moment, in my personal opinion. So hopefully Kubo didn't just hype him up for nothing. I'm also expecting the Fullbringers to make an appearance too. So I'm just wondering if there are any other Quincy's hiding out somewhere, because we still have a lot of people that need to fight. I definitely hope that Grimmjow and Busby fight. That's definitely something that should happen, in my opinion. I feel like Busby needs a good fight. Both of them are hotheads, and I hope that Grimmjow has a second Resurrection, which I'm thinking that he probably does, because with one Resurrection, I don't think it would be enough, like his first one. So I'm wondering how Grimmjow's grown over the time. I didn't expect Kenpachi to be out of the game just that quickly. I mean, I know he fought against, what's his name's, Grimmy, but, I mean, he didn't take off the eye patch or anything like that. And I feel like when those girls started messing him up, it was like, dang, man. I mean, I expect better from Kenpachi. Kenpachi loves to fight. He seems like he almost has like limitless amounts of stamina. But hey, I mean, I guess he fought against a good enough opponent. Grimmy really shouldn't have lost, though. I'm just saying, Grimmy should have been he should have been stronger than Juha Bach based on his ability. I mean, now granted, you probably say that doesn't make any sense, but think about that. I mean, he literally could imagine anything he wanted. I really didn't understand, because I'm still pissed that Kensei and Rose are dead. I'm pissed about that, because they were Vizards, and I like the Vizards, and the Vizards need to get better treatment. But Grimmy killing them off, I mean, him with that ability, I'm like, okay, you know what? Within whatever vicinity your powers work, I feel like you should be able to tell everybody they're dead. Like, basically just be like, well, I just imagined everyone here dead. Bam, battle's over. I mean, he didn't even have a final holy form, for all we know. I mean, he had no need for one. He was just that high. I mean, what could you have done? You literally can imagine anything you want. So, I don't know. As far as what I think is going to happen in the next chapter of Bleach, well, now that Uryu and Juha Bach and basically Hashwa, which seemed like Hashwa was getting ready to try to take on Ichigo for a second before Uryu stepped in, and they headed up, I definitely think Ichigo's probably going to have a moment with Orihime and Chad next week, talking to them, and probably Urahara. Urahara's probably going to come in and fill Ichigo in. So next week's probably going to be an informative chapter and probably start setting up the matchups. So I definitely expect Grimmjow to show up and probably intrude, but it's not really going to be focused on Ichigo too much. He's mainly going to be talking with Urahara and finding out information from him and the rest of the gang, and probably maybe even ask Urahara, why would Juha want to go up there? And then Urahara may jump into the reasons as to why. So expect something along those sorts. I can't really see it deviating from that, because obviously he's not going to, I don't think he'll be able to chase after him right away. I think, it's going to be a minute before Ichigo goes back up there, because he just came from down there, or came from up there. I think we're going to get a little bit of time where maybe Urahara has to reopen the gate or whatnot after this point. Maybe Ichigo's going to get distracted. And then, Juha, Hashwald, and Uryu, they're going to have fights with the Royal Guard members. That'll give us an opportunity to be able to see what the Royal Guard members can do. And, get a chance to actually hype up people like Hashwald. And even Uryu, since Uryu's been fodder for half of the series. So we definitely have to see how much he improved, even though he basically just got the biggest power boost ever. So, anyway, these have been my thoughts on Bleach. Past few chapters have been okay, in my personal opinion, but I'm definitely excited to see what else happens from here on out. I definitely still love Bleach, so just because I haven't been making any of you guys, don't think that, like, my interest in Bleach or Naruto or any of the other series that, I talk about have deterred. That's definitely far from the truth. Really loving that Hunter x Hunter, though. But, anyway, check out the video down below in the description, what happened to Game on Cloud 9. Don't forget to rate this video. So if you did like this video, please throw a thumbs up if you could. And if you didn't like the video, if you thought it was complete crap, I didn't make any sense in this video, you can put the thumbs down if you want to. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I know that probably sounds a little bit weird considering the fact that I've been gone for all this time and I'm asking you to subscribe to my channel, but hey, if you want to, subscribe and comment down below with your thoughts on this week's chapter of Bleach, or what you think is going to happen in future chapters of Bleach. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.